The Archbishop's demeanor towards Ma'afa and the African ministry is very supportive, and I would almost say excitable. You know, he's very geared towards support and gaining understanding. The Ma'afa, I thought, was wonderful. It made me proud to have him as my Archbishop. It really does. He has been very, very much wanting people to understand, gain some sense of knowledge about it. You know, so most of us think we know everything, somewhat, but in investigating and bringing the subject out more, and him leading the charge at this will help people understand and gain a lot more understanding for themselves, be able to search their conscience and understand, you know, the biases and what the enslaved went through and the effects of it. It makes me very proud. You know, I like dealing with the African ministry as my pastor, Father Peter. He's been very supportive in getting it here. And it really excites me, you know, so that we're working together.
In regards to all things new, the Archbishop over the past 5 years has shown himself to me to be a leader that isn't afraid sometimes to do the right thing, even though it's going to be a difficult thing, and to kind of persevere and to kind of journey with us as the people of God as we kind of go through these difficult times. And so I think that his pastoral style really is one that isn't afraid to take on the challenge, but to just always persevere in hope. The Archbishop, being a pastor of souls, not just a pastor of infrastructure, says we'll do the infrastructure first, and then we need to focus on how is it that we actually share the good news in new and exciting ways afterwards. And so I think he's shown me what it means to be a leader that is a good steward of resources, that's forward thinking, that isn't afraid of the difficult thing if it's the right thing, but always does it with the gospel message at the heart of it. As the leader of the Archdiocese, coming out of all things new, the Archbishop gave us the vision document, Disciples Make Disciples, which is really a vision document that reminds us of the gospel simplicity of what we're called to do as baptized Christians. We're called to share the good news. And so it's been a good reminder to us of the simplicity of our mission, even in the midst of an ever-growing complexity in our society. And so he's given us really kind of clear parameters to remind us of everything that we do, so that people can come to know the good news of Jesus Christ.
Archbishop Rozanski helped to launch the dental clinic. The medical clinic has been out 6.5 years seeing patients and was already well established when he came. But Archbishop Rozanski blessed the dental clinic and sent us forth to do this work because the need we had expressed was so great for dentistry in these rural communities. Most of these people have never had dentistry in their life. There's very few dental providers. We are able to be an extension of the Archbishop down into the rural counties for these people without insurance, to let them know that the Archbishop cares about them, cares about the many needs that they may have, and allows us to do these works of mercy in his name. And he really has a great solidarity with the people of the Archdiocese. Archbishop Rozanski is extremely pastoral. He's very loving and knows so many of us by name, knows the work that we do, knows the parishes that we belong to. He has great solidarity with the people here in the Archdiocese.
The goal of the Gun Violence Task Force is to marshal resources to victims and survivors of gun violence, to energize the community, to help support those victims, and to engage our civic leaders into finding solutions across our community for gun violence. Archbishop Rozanski's leadership has been critical in moving the Gun Violence Task Force forward. His assent to allow us to come together and meet with neighbors across our Archdiocese has allowed us to open up a dialogue about gun violence, both homicide and suicides, and his allowing that to happen really opened up a way that we can foster conversations and work for ways to reduce gun violence throughout our Archdiocese.
It's been a priority focus for the Archbishop to do affordable housing. with particular for us in setting up a new Catholic Charities housing organization, and then taking on developing of a new 60 affordable housing units in Troy, Missouri, and now coming online, hopefully in the next couple of years, also some affordable housing units in Festus, Missouri. But also our bold plan to kind of go and build affordable housing across the whole Archdiocese of St. Louis. So he's been instrumental in trying to move that forward. Without the Archbishop and his support, we wouldn't have this first project out of the gate in Troy at all. His commitment to affordable housing and wanting to make sure that he makes that his hallmark across the Archdiocese is a huge part. And for us, it's been the catalyst for Catholic Charities to help move that forward. We'd still be in the planning phases and trying to get applications if it wasn't for him and his leadership and trying to move that forward.
Archbishop's leadership style has not been domineering. He has a servant leadership style. He has, if you will, mingled in with the group and has served with wisdom, counsel, instruction, and the support of the church itself and all of those relationships that he may have to help contribute to this cause. And so I think he's been certainly key to the movement of Oikos itself. The Oikos organization is a group of pastors or religious leaders in this metro area community that has a passion to serve. And our primary focus is housing and servicing the marginalized, the underserved communities. When I think of Archbishop, I just think of a man that I admire, I respect. I didn't know him before now, but I think that I can call him a friend, and that means so much to me as a citizen of St. Louis.